This is your life. So I'm gonna start and ask questions of you guys because I want to sort of, because I know what they're thinking. So I'm gonna start at the beginning with Tony here a little bit. So by the way, is there a theme? There's not a theme that I'm supposed to do. Okay. So I didn't know if this was entrepreneurial trainer or something else. So Tony, when I'm going to go to the moment that we decided to do Great Abs Guarantee, okay? And you know, you had your apartment, and you were a trainer, a friend of a trainer, you had celebrity clientele. Now you took a risk with that because you didn't know, I mean, you knew me a little bit, but you didn't know what the outcome of this could be. And it completely changed your practice and your training business. Why did you go ahead with it? I mean, really, you had these celebrity clients, you could have been completely embarrassed by an infomercial. I mean, I think you had gotten away from the embarrassment of the Thigh Master spot, but, along with many others. But what precipitated that, and you know, how did you say, all right, I'm going to do this?
Well, you know, the answer to that, I bet you'd be surprised at this answer, but it was because of you. Yeah, I mean, when I met Carl out of the box, I mean, we met in sort of a serendipitous way. You know, a mutual friend of ours introduced us because we thought we'd have a lot in common. Turned out we did. We just made each other laugh. You know, every time he'd say something. And I mean, we went on a ski trip where we talked with a German accent for 3 days.
All right, I have to tell a little bit of the story. So,
go right ahead, Gunther.
Oh, very good, Tita. So literally, we were at lunch, and you may have lunch sort of in the middle of the hill, right? You're outside, you have picnic tables and everything. So we're eating, we're having our lunch. Oh, what's your that's fantastic. I have chocolate cookie. You're chocolate cookie. I see, that's a very good cookie. No way. And so Tony and the other guys, I washed up Tony with my food yet. So I said, you guys go ski. I'm going to sit here for a little bit, finish my food. And so you go off. Okay, go ahead. It's like, I'll see you later. So they go ski. You can see Carl grew up on the Austrian-German border. So then he took off and sitting there for a little while, and some people were sitting around, so I was talking there, and I look over to them and I go, do you know what time it is?
We had a group of people that were so fascinated with us. He grew up on the border, I'm from Berlin, Western Berlin, people are walking around. But we had a lot of fun. The great thing about Carl was that he had a great sense of humor, he had a great drive, and he was just phenomenal company. And so we became fast friends before anything else. And you know, back in those days, I was trying to do stand-up comedy, but turned out well. But you know, it was my acting background and also my training background that gave me the ability to be able to do what I did. But you know, Great Body Guarantee was a pretty simple thing. I was really nervous, and I wasn't very good. You know, Debbie was actually better than I was. She was more versed with the camera than I was at that stage. But I really liked this guy, and I trusted this guy, and I needed the $2 grand. So let's face it. But what it was a stepping stone for me to be able to get to this place where I am now. You know, I mean, you know, just like Shaun, you know, he's not only a trainer, but he's a great motivator, and he's a great speaker, and you know, he's an entrepreneur, and you know, that's what you've been able to do for all of us. Autumn's just sitting there going, damn, I can't wait for this ride to begin. You know? But I mean, that's really what this company has been able to do for us. And at that point, you know, I remember when you asked, there was no question. I was thrilled to get on board and work with you and create those first steps to help build this company.
Well, it's interesting how the things shift, right? So here's Tony taking this lead with this company that didn't exist. You know, in my mind, like we were the greatest thing that ever hit infomercials, and we were nothing. Like our first year, we did $800,000 in sales. And to just explain how far we've come, I mean, even the network, right? The first year in the network, we signed 5,000 coaches in the first year, and now we're signing 15,000 coaches a month. Wow. That's my story. That's great. And in fact, this week is the anniversary of our, this week? Next week? 28th. Is the anniversary of our very first order in the network, and she might even be here. The person that ordered the first thing on the network Is Lisa Decker here? Where, Lisa?
This is right there.
There she is, the very first order in the bag. Thank you. You still are one payment. So, you know, this just shows growth, and interesting, everybody knows Shaun, you know, the first thing he did was hip-hop abs with him, but there came this sort of, yeah, right, it was a huge, actually, at the time, the company had sort of grown, right? New product grows a little bit, new product, we learn, we grow, not everything we do works, not everything strikes a chord, but hip-hop abs was the fastest growing product that we had at the time. We got to $1 million a week in media on that program in 4 weeks, which was the fastest we had ever done that. In fact, for years it was the fastest that ever got to $1 million a week, and that record was only broken by T25. I knew Shaun as this dancing guy, right? Hey, hey! Check the pocket, I wish I had thought of that. Check the pocket, Tony. That's how we're doing it. Oh, Tony's like, brush the teeth. So I knew this dancing guy, but there was this idea that I had that Isabel and I were talking about functional fitness and everything. And I said to her one time, you know, honey, I wish I had something that I was just like, because I'm so terrible with my consistency of working out. When I finally get it together, maybe 2-3 times a week, when I finally do it, like I just want to bludgeon myself with this routine. And I want it to be hardcore, I want it to be super functional. She's like, yeah, they do that. She used to train people, track stars and everything. Like, she gave me an idea of what that might look like. Isabel used to be a trainer, what I mean. But, so I talked to Lara, Lara Ross is the SVP of development for the company and, you know, responsible for most of our just biggest hits, with the exception of P90X, which was that far. But I said, hey, I want to do this thing, we got to find a great trainer for it. She's like, absolutely, let's look around. We started to look at people, and I guess she mentioned it to you or something, and Shaun's like, I'm going to do that. and I said, Lara, no, this isn't dance time. This is like hardcore. And Shaun said, no, let me do it. Let me show Carl that I'm going to do this thing. So he got like Tanya and Karpenko was in the background. Yeah, so you got like 3 or 4 people, and he did like 15 or 20 minutes of what he had in mind. They shot like on a basketball court sort of thing, and I'm just telling you, I watched this thing, and it was truly awesome and insane. And that's when the name was born. It was truly insane. I mean, literally, everybody was like laying flat down. Karpenko had a water bottle and threw it at the wall. He couldn't do it anymore. Shaun's just like, you're done. And Shaun's just like, you people can't hang, I'm going to finish this myself. And he did the last 5 minutes. What was it? Now you were going around the world, choreographer, dancer, like you had this career track, but something about that attracted you. Why did you throw your hat in the ring to possibly upset the trajectory of great dance programs? Zumba was just starting to get big. Like, there was a different trajectory you could have been on, and you said, I'm going to do it that way.
I don't really think it was a conscious effort, really. I grew up playing sports, and I don't know if a lot of you noticed, but when I was 8 years old, I asked my mother if I could be a ballerina. Like, I literally told her, can I be a ballerina? And she's like, I don't think little boys are ballerinas. So it literally like left my mind, and so I played football, I ran track, I did all these things. So I moved to LA specifically just to see if I could be a successful professional dancer, but athletics was my #1 love, was the first thing. So, you know, when Lara was like, yeah, you know, we're looking for someone to do, you know, an insane program, I was like, why doesn't he just let me do it? She was like, he said, you're just a dance guy. And I was like, he really does not know who I am. But you know, so that's what I do. I mean, it's in my blood. So one of the stories that a lot of people have heard is that I can't act out the full scene. But my very first day of track practice in high school went like this. No, I'm not quite happy. Coach says, all right, everyone, go out to the track, run a mile. In order to make it on the team, you have to do it in under 6 minutes. So you're like, what? But being the competitive person that I am, I go out and I run that mile in under 6 minutes, and I wanted to throw up, literally die. And then we finished that, and he was like, okay, let's stretch. I'm like, fine. And then, no, we didn't stretch yet. We ran them out, then we started doing drills. Across the football field, we were doing these. Then we had to run back doing these. Then we had to run back, this was 50 meters of this, doing these. This is what we did. This was, you know, then we had to run down through the cones, doing this, right? So when I did that, so we did that, and we were like exhausted after like, I don't know, it was like the 6 minute mile, and then it was like maybe 5 to 10 minutes of those drills. And so we were like, oh my God, that was hard, I wonder what we're gonna do tomorrow. And he was like, that was just the warm up. Literally, that's exactly how it happened. And I remember, I was in the best shape of my life after 2 months. Like that was spring training. After 2 months, we started running our meets. And obviously our meets were like about a month and a half. And I just remember being in peak physical condition. So when the insanity thing came out, or you know, when I was able to go out and produce this thing, or give them my idea of what it was, I'm like, this is easy. But the craziest thing happened after we did the warm up and we stretched. He says, all right, we're gonna do 8 400s. When you finish one, you get a 30-second rest, and then you gotta do it again. And I was like, are you serious? Like, this is crazy. We had 1 minute and 15 seconds to finish these, you know, 1 minute and 15 and 2 minutes to finish these 400-meter hurdles. So that's all insanity was. And so that was when I was 15 years old, 14 years old, and I was just like, this works. Like, how do I put this method into what I want to show Carl? And so I woke up at 5 a.m. one morning, and I sat at my dining room table, and I literally mapped out this workout, and I called all my friends. And actually, the video that we shot was in a dance studio. Get into it. The very first submission video I shot was actually in a dance studio, but Mike Carpengo did throw his water bottle up against the wall. He was really pissed, and it was very true that all my friends were laying on the floor, and I was like, I'm just gonna finish this by myself. But that's what it was, and it was just like, you know, I'm the dance guy, yes, I'm crazy, you know, I think that fitness has many different things. I mean, you know, Tony has 10-minute training, he has P90X, P90X2, P90X3, and all of them have something different about it. Me, I have hip hop abs, rockin' body, Asylum, insanity, you know, we have all these things. But for me, I don't think that one program is for everybody. Like, I don't expect everybody to do insanity. I don't expect everybody to do T25 or hip hop abs. But one of the reasons why I wanted to do this and step outside of the dance guy thing is because I'm like,